Hello, viewers. Welcome to this episode of the Samey Podcast. Here's what's on my mind this week. First up, I want to talk about the Build Night event. So, I went to the Build Night event at Brickstock in Fairport, and I had a great time. I brought a Lego Speed Champion set, which I got as a Valentine's Day gift. Even though I don't collect Speed Champion sets anymore, I thought that I would bring it to the Build Night event and build it there. So, I went there and I built it. I engaged a little bit with other people that were there, but it was just awesome that I actually got the Lego set fully built. And hopefully I'll try to attend more of their events if possible. Next up, I want to recap my February break. So my February break was pretty good. I worked some days, which that was not the most exciting part of the break, but work is work, right? I mean, you have to work when you get scheduled to work. Right? I got to go out one day and Lynn H, and she got me some awesome gifts, which I was happy about, and I had a great birthday also. And it was one of the best birthdays ever. I have to say my February break was an exciting one. Next up, Sammy Podcast is now a YouTube podcast. So YouTube introduced their podcast feature. This feature allows you to either create a new podcast or you can set your existing playlist on your channel as a podcast. And one of my playlists is called Sammy Podcast. I wonder what happens if I set it as a podcast. And I went on to my personal channel and tested it and did a test to see how it would work, and with your playlist set as a podcast or creating a new podcast on YouTube, instead of the normal thumbnail size image, while the thumbnail is now has to be square image. The videos or live streams that I tested out, there wasn't any major impact to it, and I think my Brick Knowledge podcast is also going to be converted to a YouTube podcast. So I will technically have two YouTube podcasts on this channel. Sammy Podcast, and then I'll have Brick Knowledge as my other podcast. Thank you for watching this episode of the Sammy Podcast, and I will see you in the next episode. So, until then, see you next time.